There he is, folks. That is the man, and I just said lead off, so I guess it's fitting. First off, can you hear me, Darnell?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good. Well, I guess kind of fitting. You're leading off the show, but you're kind of doing a little bit of everything. First off, catch us up. How you doing? What's going on with you? What has your off season been like? Give us the Darnell Sweeney off season.
Just enjoying time with the family. I got a 3-year-old just running around the house, and we're trying to potty train. So that kind of tells you where I'm at right now. But working out and doing lessons and doing a little bit of coaching on the side. So just trying to keep busy and getting ready for the season.
Yeah, those 3-year-olds, they do eventually turn 21, and the phone calls are a little different there. They don't call you now at 3, but as I've got 2 that are over 21, and the drama is just different at that age. Anyway, I'll let you slip that in. First off, glad you're along. You've been such a big part of things for this ball club for so long. What really goes into your thinking about being a Monarch? I mean, what is it about the Kansas City Monarchs that you love, and that the reason you want to be a part of the Monarchs organization?
I kind of give it all up to Joe. He's a straightforward guy, and that's one of the things that I kind of grew up with my dad and the coaches that I really gravitate to is the guys who are straightforward and kind of let you do your thing. And it's definitely a testament to him and how he coaches, and it's exciting to kind of be under his tutelage right now. And when it's all said and done, I feel like I can still play. I know I can still do it at a high level, and Joe's giving me that opportunity to do it and try to get back to affiliated or big leagues, whatever it is he's giving me that opportunity, and I just got to be grateful and excited about it.
It is a family feeling, and I know Joe very well. He's a people look at him and go, "God, he's a real tough looking dude," but he's a bit of a teddy bear. There's a lot of love with that guy. He really does love his players. Do you feel that same love?
Yeah, that's definitely it's I guess it's the Italian in him. He definitely has that love and that family atmosphere. Like I can kind of say that he's a father figure to a lot of these guys, even if they
Right.
do have a father. Like I'm close with my dad, but how we talk, it's definitely very family like basis, and it's easy to go out and play and do everything we need to do to help him win ball games and win championships ultimately.
Sitting there, if I walked up to you and first question I ask you, what comes to mind about 2021? What's first thing that pops in your mind about 2021? The season,
Uh,
the Monarch season.
yeah, I think it's being able to be the first set of guys to wear that Monarchs uniform. I think that was pretty exciting, and actually seeing the type of team that we had put together, and it was fun to be on that field, man. We had that swag and that confidence, no matter if we were winning, if we were losing in the clubhouse, on the bus rides, we had that. And it's one of those things that when it's all said and done, if we can get a team like that again and have that confidence and have that swag, it's definitely going to be another fun year.
You bring up being the Monarchs, and you and I have not talked about this. We had a short conversation a couple times in the season, but I think the Monarchs thing, and I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but being a Monarch means something to you.
Yeah, it definitely does. It's it being a predominant and prestigious Negro League team and being an American player, it definitely gives you a sense of pride and a sense of urgency to carry that name in the right way. And I'm pretty sure in 2021 I was able to do that as a player, and I was able to help the team do that as an organization. And I know the Kansas City fans and even the Negro League Museum was excited about that. And I hope we could just continue that in 2022.
Pretty fired up when Buck O'Neill made the Hall of Fame. You pretty fired up about that?
Yeah, I did see that. It's a long time coming. I think when it's all said and done, that's what you hear about with the KC Monarchs is Buck O'Neill, and that name alone kind of holds its weight, and being able to actually go to the museum and kind of like hear the history about him and about just the Monarchs is definitely is like it should have happened a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm an older guy, and I was telling this to a dear friend of mine buddy of mine who does a podcast with Billy Martin Jr., Kenny Matthews, who follows our ball club. We were talking about this last night on the phone. I didn't realize, and as a student of the game, a student of the game, I didn't realize so much of the history that was tied into the Monarchs. Were you that way? Did you kind of get blindsided? Did you go, wow, when you went down to the museum?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. They scratched the surface like growing up, and like you hear it on TVs, maybe one or two things, but to really deep dive and actually go to the museum and have the tour that I have. I forgot the lady's name that took us around the tour, but she was amazing, and for us to kind of like break down everything that the Monarchs had to do, not just the Monarchs, but just the whole league itself. It definitely was an eye-opening experience for me and my family.
Let's talk about that 2021 season. You guys were just such a nickel and dime club, little bloops there and all. I'm kidding. Power, power, power. Now, you've been the big leagues. Darnell Sweeney's been the big leagues. He's seen some power. Is that the most powerful club, long ball-wise, you've ever played on? Because, I mean, it seems like every time I turned around, it was see you later, somebody.
Yeah, I think it was definitely the most consistent when I came around. I know a lot of teams really take pride in trying to spread the what's the word? Spread the skill set of speed, defense, pitching, sure. And I think we had a good combination of everything. But I know one of the things that we took pride in is driving the ball, and if you had enough guys who can drive the ball out the ballpark, why not do it? Like, don't try to change who you are as a team or who you are as a player. We're a team that we were able to get on base and wait for that long ball, and that's what happened.
The voice you hear, and the guy on the right side of the screen, is Darnell Sweeney of the Kansas City Monarchs. My name is Dan Vaughan. I'm the voice of the Monarchs, and the show is Reborn with the Kansas City Monarchs. Glad y'all are along here as we, we look up and it's the middle of March, and we're heading right along. Are you starting to count down the days, Darnell? Do you realize it's getting close? I mean, getting closer. Or are you still in off-season mode?
No, I'm definitely I after the off season, I actually went to go play in Mexico for a month or so, and I took about a week off, and I've been working out and keeping my body ready. It's not really an off season. You still gotta prepare your body for a grueling season and being able to perform at the level that I want to perform at. So it's nothing like just kick back and put your feet up. It's always work. Off season is actually probably more grueling for me because I put in the work to keep my body right, eat right. And get to the position so when it's ready for me to be on a field, any field it is, I'm ready to play.
Yeah, us broadcasters just kick our feet up. That's what we do. I walk 45 minutes to an hour a day, and I think I'm doing something. It's like crazy. But a couple of things here is we really run along with Darnell Sweeney on Reborn. I'm just looking at my notes. First off, 2020, I'm going to take you back to the year because you signed with the Monarchs / T-Bones at the time. Mm-hmm. You'll think you were going to be back in 20. Then all of a sudden the pandemic hits. Was that 2020 season where you did play? You played in Winnipeg and you forged on. The league forged on. Was that one of the weirdest experiences baseball-wise, or did it not matter once the season got going?
Yeah, it definitely was weird. It's definitely you kind of look back at it. I actually kind of sat with my wife a couple of days ago, and to think about it, 2 years ago around this time is when everything kind of shut down in the country. So it was kind of crazy, and I was getting ready and getting ramped up to go to KC, and then it kind of hits you with the surprise, and it's like maybe it'll pass by, and maybe it would just be a little thing, and then it turned around to be years that now that we're in trying to figure out this pandemic, and definitely my condolences to the families who got it affected with it. But it definitely was a different year. It definitely was a different season. But I think that just attests to my resilience and perseverance when it comes down to it. Like I did make it to the big leagues, but it was a trial. It was a grueling time, and I think it was just a little bit of another test that I had to just try to get through and be able to play that season and put some numbers up to kind of help the situation of me getting back to where I need to be.
Darnell Sweeney with us here on Ray and Reborn. Dan Vaughan with you here on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, and also on our podcast edition. A couple of more things here. I want to finish with some fun stuff at the end, but your family guy, you mentioned your daughter, and gosh, I remember when she was 2 years ago. It was a 19 season. You guys were there before you got picked up, and had a great time meeting your family, and she's just a great thing. But you're a family guy. How tough is that in the minor leagues, or really in baseball in general, to balance the family life? And because it's a demanding job, you know, you're at home in the morning, but you're doing this every day. How do you do that?
Having a good support system. My wife Natasha, she kind of took the bearings of that. So obviously my daughter was born 2018 when I was with Toronto, and it definitely was a different time and road that we never been a part of. Having a little one kind of have to take care of, and she like I said, she took the reins. She knew I had to go and play, and she knew I needed to rest. So she kind of took the night shift a little bit, and I'm a morning person, so when I woke up, I kind of helped with that situation, and her mom and my mom both also helped with the situation as well during the season. So having a good support system and trying to be a family man and be that person, it's a lot easier when you have somebody that's on board with your plans and with your goals as well. So
I call you up, and I'm an old teammate, let's say from, I don't know, Toronto. Let's say I call you up and I say, "Hey, man, I've been released, but there's a team out there called the Monarchs. I understand you played there. You play for them. What's the elevator pitch? Should I sign with them? Do players ask you? What would you say?"
yeah, actually, Joe, me and him kind of work in that situation. If he finds a person that I've played with or played against, and kind of gets the attitude of want to come and still play. I know a lot of guys kind of look at independent ball as like they look down at it's not as competitive or whatnot. But the one thing I would tell them is it's a competitive league. You're facing guys who been to the big leagues, who are upper in the minor leagues, AAA, AA. So if you're looking for somewhere that you can still compete and still be able to get your numbers and kind of build your resume to get back to the affiliated or wherever you want to go, I think Casey is the best spot, because when it's all said and done, you got food around, you got things to do, you got the outlets right across the street. Like there's really nothing that you can't do or you miss out going to KC compared to a lot of cities that we have been to.
Right, sure, no doubt. Dan Vaughan with you, Darnell Sweeney here on Rain Reborn with the Kansas City Monarchs. Two more things as we wrap things up here. Somebody mentioned to me Monarchs 2.0. I think John West kind of mentioned it. I believe Joe sort of mentioned it as well in his last visit with me. Looks like the band's getting back together. Monarchs 2.0?
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely exciting to see some of the names again. I know having a guy like Jan Hernandez in that lineup is definitely something to look forward to. I know Morgan has signed, but then he got picked up with Kansas City, and I wish nothing the best for that kid. That kid, he deserves to be in somebody's affiliated because he can play. He's a gamer. He's still young. He still has the opportunity to take off. And same thing with Grajan. I'm probably one of the most bat the ball skills I've seen in a long time. And but just to see the guys who've been around and the guys who was there last year to try to come back and be excited to go and play, it's exciting to go see familiar faces, because now we don't have to try to have the chemistry all over again. Like we're already there. We know these guys. We've done the long bus trips. We've done the clubhouse card games. So it's nothing new to us. So now we can just continue that culture that we had last year and just basically hit the ground running.
Final thing, kind of a fun thing. One of those guys who signed, I'm going to talk about here in a few minutes from the hot stove, is Casey Gillespie. You guys have been known to room together on the road. You're kind of you're well. He's married. You're married. You've got the family, but you guys seem to be pretty close. How is life on the road with Casey Gillespie?
When it's all said and done, we're the same personality, and I think that's what makes it work for us. Like, we're not trying to push each other to do anything special. Like, we both love breakfast, but he kind of sleeps in, and I can wake up. So it's not me trying to, hey, you want to go get breakfast? Like, we talk about what we ate for breakfast, and it's one of those things that we love to do, and then we're big pizza guys after the game. So we kind of after the game, we kind of give each other that look. It's like, okay, it's today a pizza night, and that's what we do. So I think it's a good personality mix where we're both understanding where we are.
Sure,
we understand what type of personality we each have, and it kind of fits and meshes well.
Any habit that you just can't stand?
You know what? For things that Casey does, it's really nothing besides maybe the video game playing at 2-3 o'clock in the morning. But besides that, he's very neat. I'm a neat guy. We kind of make sure we're not in each other's personal space, and it's one of those things. It kind of like it just fits well.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this to you in my email recently that I mean there's a lot of fun stuff there because I see you guys all the time and of course I think nothing but great things about both of you, but I think there's some fun stuff there. There's some kind of video thing we can do on the board of the stadium or something, kind of some kind of, I don't know, video or a game or some such. And I'm working on it. I just got to come up. Maybe Morgan Kalinda can come up with a great idea because I mean,
I think that definitely will be fun. I might have to kind of nudge Casey to do it with me. Like he's a little bit more introverted than I am, but when it's all said and done, I feel like it'll be a fun thing, not just for us as two buddies and two teammates, but I think for the fans as well.
Darnell, I appreciate your time, and I know the fans appreciate your time. Looking forward to seeing your smiling face and the family there in Kansas City. And just thanks for taking the time, and we'll see you very soon, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's Darnell Sweeney joining us right here on Rain Reborn. Darnell, we'll let you go right there, and I appreciate his time. Darnell Sweeney on Rain Reborn with the Kansas City Monarchs. Let's continue a little outro jam.